The Adventure of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Longman Simplified English Series. Read by Sirinthip Pengprasittipong. Chapter 5. The Quarrel Outlaws. The harder Tom tried to fasten his mind on his book, the more his ideas wandered. So at last, with a sigh and a yawn, he gave it up. It seemed to him that the noon interval would never come. The air was utterly. There was not a breath of air stirring. It was the sleepiest of sleepy days. Away in the farming sunshine, Cardiff Hill lifted its soft green side drew a veil of heat, purple with distant. A few birds float on lazy wings high in the air. Now other living things were visible, except some cows, and they were asleep. Tom's heart achieved to be free, or to have something of interest to do to pass the weary time. At last the morning listened in, and Tom flew to Becky Thatcher. They sat together with an exercise book before them, and Tom gave Becky the pencil and held her hand in his, guiding it, and so created another sprucing house. Tom was in heaven. "Do you like rats?" he said. "No, I hate them." "Well, I do too, live once, but I mean this once. To swing around your head with a place of sitting. No, I don't care for rats much. What I like is chewing gum. Oh, I wish it had some now. Do you? I have got some. We'll share it." So Becky had Tom his share, and they sat chewing happily. "Have you ever been to a circus?" asked Tom. "Yes, my father's going to take me again sometime if I'm good. I have been to a circus 3 or 4 times, lots of times. I'm going to be a lion tamer when I grow up." "Oh, are you? That will be nice. They look lovely dressed up in uniform." "Yes, that's so. And they get a lot of money. Almost $1 a day," Ben Rogers says. I say, "Becky, please tell me that you won't have any friend but me, and that when we are coming to school or going home, you will always walk with me, and I'll shoot you as paddle, and you shoot me." That sounds nice, doesn't it? Why, Amy Lawrence and I... Becky's big eyes told Tom of his mistake, and he stopped confused. "Oh, Tom! You like Amy Lawrence more than me." The child began to cry. Tom says, "Don't cry, Becky. I don't care for her anymore." "Yes, you do, Tom. You know you do." Tom tried to comfort her, but she pushed him away and went on crying. Tom stood about, restless and uneasy. Then he said, hesitantly, "Becky, I don't care for anybody but you." She did not reply. "Becky, won't you say something?" Becky's tears continued to fall. Tom got out his shape, jeweled the brass door handle, and held it out so that she could see it. "Please, Becky, won't you take it?" They stuck it to the floor. Then Tom marched off and over the hills and far away, to return to school no more that day. Half an hour later Tom was disappearing behind window Douglas house on top of Cardiff Hill, and the school was hardly visible far away in the valley below him. He enters a thick wood, picks his way to the center of it, and sat down under a spreading oak tree. He sat for a long time, with his elbow on his knees, and his chin in his hands. It seemed to him that life was full of trouble. He remembers a school friend who has died suddenly. It must be very peaceful. He drew to lie and sleep and dream forever and ever, with the wind whispering through the tree as over the grass and flower of the grave, and nothing to care about anymore. If he only had a good Sunday school record, he might be willing to go. Now as to this girl, he has been very nice to her, and has been treated like a dog. She would be sorry some day, perhaps when it was too late. If he could die just for a short time! Just then the sound of the toy tin horn came faintly through the forest. Tom drew off his coat, dragged away some dead branches from behind a rotten log, revealing a bow and arrow, a wooden sword, and a tin horn, and in a moment had seized these things and left away. He soon stopped under a great tree, built and answering, and began to tiptoe and book cautiously out this way and that. He said softly to an imaginary company, "Keep still, my hairy man. Keep hidden till I blow." Joe Harper now appears dressed and armed as Tom. "Stop!" called Tom, who came here into Sherwood Forest without my permission. "I need no man's permission. What very dress addressed me with such insolence?" said Tom, reminding him, for they were using the words of one of their favorite books. The Adventure of Robin Hood was wearing dress as with such insolence. "I, Robin Hood, at your proud body soon shall know. That famous outlaw, gladly will I fight you, guard yourself. They drew their sword, face each other foot to foot, with swords crossed, and began a stern, careful fight. Presently Tom says, "Now you know how to do it. Let us fight faster." So they fought faster. breathing heavily, head sweating. With the work, soon Tom shoot. Fall, fall! Why don't you fall? I won't. Why don't you fall yourself? You are getting the worst of it. Why? That's nothing. I can fall. It's not like that in the book. The book says. Then with one backhand blow he killed the proud knight. You have to turn round and let me hit you in the back. It was impossible to contradict the book, so Joe turned, received the blow and fell. Now, said Joe, getting up, you have got to let me kill you. That is fair. Why, I can't do that. It's not to the book. Well, I call that very unfair. Well, Joe, I'll be Sheriff of Nottingham, and you be Robin Hood a little while, and kill me. This was satisfactory, and so this scheme worked out. Then Tom became Robin Hood again, and lay there in the hood, the blood flowing from his necklace wood. And at last Joe, representing a whole trip, two weeping outlaws, Douglas himself out and put the bow into his weak hands. Tom says, where did arrow fall? There very poor Robin Hood. Then he shot the arrow and fell back, and would have died, but he landed on some thorn, and sprang up to Galley for a dead body. The boys dressed themselves, hid their weapons, and went off gathering. That there were no outlaws any more. They said that they would rather be outlaws for a year in Sherwood Forest than President of the United States forever.